We're live. How you doing?
Good.
Good?
Good.
How's your son?
Growing fast on me. Oh my gosh. He will be 3 here soon.
3? What's his birthday?
August
August?
28th.
What are you doing these days?
Just getting back into the groove of things, getting the hang of being a mom and being a business owner. And here soon I will become an instructor as well.
An instructor for what?
For the new massages that I do.
Which are?
It's a new modality that's called DDS bioelectric massage.
Okay.
And there's very, very few English-speaking teachers doing it. So I'm actually heading out to Vegas this weekend so I can become an instructor and start teaching around the world.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
How long have you been doing massage now?
In the industry, I am going on year 6 now. As a therapist, I've been licensed for almost 5 years now.
And you said you just opened your business?
Yeah, so I've had a business, but it was very, very mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
I was working from my mom's office space.
Mm-hmm.
And now
I remember that.
Yeah. And now, thankfully, I have my own commercial space that we're working towards. And our next goal is to get an actual gym going too.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
That's
that
exciting.
cooking. Yeah.
What got you into doing massages?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I started off as an assistant and I absolutely loved what I did. And the therapist that I worked with, I saw how many people she was able to help and the influence that she made. So she told me, go to school, get your license, and you can become head therapist here. So I did that. I went to school, I got my license, and ever since then, I just stuck with it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing it with your now husband?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he will be graduating with his massage license in March. And
Okay.
He's a personal trainer now.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I first met him, I guess he was pretty athletic. I need to get in the fucking gym. Yeah, I haven't been to the gym forever. I can't for some reason find the motivation to do it. Like when I do, it's amazing, but it's rare.
Yeah, no, and that happens to all of us, which led me to why we named our business the way it is. NXE stands for No Excuses, Execute, because we all come up with excuses of why we're not living the way that we want or feeling the way that we want. And sometimes it's just about overcoming those little excuses and you'll start living a different lifestyle.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a mental barrier for me. And I can break that mental barrier when it comes to music or even work, which is just as hard as working out sometimes, but I can break those mental barriers. And when you do, it's like you're living in a different world mentally. You know what I mean? Because you know you did it. Like there's that self, I don't know, it's something that you accomplish. Mm-hmm. And working out is the one thing that I for some reason can't get into. Yeah. I can't motivate myself enough.
It all starts with the little disciplines. If you start being disciplined just a little bit, even if it's just 30 minutes a day, that will start becoming a habit. And therefore you will start getting into it and your brain won't think of it as a drag having to do it. If not, it's like, oh, I need to get this done because my body needs it, you know?
Right. And I think that's the problem is most people see it as like a chore. Mm-hmm. I do for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm there with you too. I mean, I've been out of the game for a few months since I hurt my back. I haven't been able to hit the gym and I just now started working again. But like my body definitely, since I was so used to going religiously to the gym, I felt the difference right away. Like your body, you need to be healthy in order for you to be good at work or be a good parent. You know, mm-hmm. Like one of the best quotes I've ever heard was that you got to work harder on yourself than you do at your job. Because if you're not working on yourself, developing your mind, your body, your health, there's no you know, like it doesn't matter how hard you work at work. If your health is not in good standing, you're easily replaced. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the issue that I have. I mean, not with work. That's going to sound really crazy if I say that, but I feel like most people just get up, they wake up in the morning, kind of just a little sad, maybe refreshed from their good night's sleep on their new bed. But for the most part, they wake up a little sad because they got to go and do some job that they never thought they'd ever do in their whole life. Right. I mean, it's not their passion. It's not their dream. And then they come home and go to sleep and they're like zombies. They're like dead.
You want to know a crazy fact?
What's that?
The most heart attacks happen at Monday morning between 8 and 9 a.m. when people are getting up, driving to a job that they absolutely hate. That's when most people
Wow.
get heart
Yeah, I
attacks.
guess that is drive time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you have to
You sure it's not the bad
exercise.
traffic?
That could do it too. I mean, if you're already on your way to somewhere you don't want to be and you have to deal with traffic and a-holes on the road,
Right.
then yeah, that might spark it up.
It's so crazy. It's probably a bad mentality to have as far as like work ethics, but I see work as slavery.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean you have bills and you created those bills, but whatever. So you create these bills, right? And so every month you're getting a paycheck and almost all of it, if not more, on your credit card is going to things that just get you by.
Right.
And so you're a slave to your own life, a life that you really hate.
Right.
So just going back into like the mental barriers of working out, when I do work out, I'm on a whole nother level.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I feel good for like 3 days.
Yeah, that's what it'll do for you, because your body, when you work out, you release endorphins, and therefore that's that happy high feeling that you get from when you take ecstasy or something, you know.
Right.
You induce that in your body naturally.
Right.
And therefore you're able to get a lot more done, you know.
Is it the same chemical?
Yeah, endorphins.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
Oh, and dopamine. That's why weed is called dope, because it releases dopamine in the brain.
Yeah.
And therefore get you that happy feeling.
And working out does that?
Oh yeah.
What does massage do?
Oh, massage. What doesn't it do? It helps in all aspects of life. It doesn't matter what job you do. If you're a parent, if you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you are a business owner, or if you just work a regular job, your body goes through so much physical abuse throughout the day.
Yeah.
That a massage just kind of helps you reset and get your body in a balanced state to where you have the strength to fight off any illnesses that come your way, or you have the strength to get through your long days. I know Sage and I, we've had 20, 23-hour days, you know, work days, whether that's like from the moment we get up to going down to bed, you know, and like we have to get our body in the conditions where it can handle that.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a couple of massages by you. But the one that I remember that helped me the most was the one that you did on my jaw.
Oh, yeah.
And I have this thing where my jaw clicks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I told you that, but like when I open it, it like cracks all crazy. So when you did that, and then because I had a show a couple days later, or maybe it was the very next day.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was the best show I had ever had at the time. Yeah, and I had a couple after that were horrible. Yeah, but I do remember that feeling that I had, that my whole jaw was loose and that I enunciated my words better when I was trying to do my music on stage.
Right.
But yeah, I could use another one too because my back's fucked.
Yeah. Well, I told you, let me know when, and I'll get you scheduled in.
Yeah.
If you liked what I did before, you're gonna love what I do now. Like the therapy I do is so different.
Yeah, my back's fucked up. So where are you guys at? Did I already ask you that?
Yeah.
We're in again.
We're in DTC Greenwood Village area. So right.
Oh, we didn't say that on the podcast.
No,
that was before.
No.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're right off of Quebec, in between Arapahoe and Orchard.
Mm-hmm.
We're directly across the street from the police department.
Okay.
Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just opened up shop there. For right now, it's just the massage room.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Sage, being an independent personal trainer, he travels. He either does in-home training, so you don't have to leave your house,
Mm-hmm.
or he has a few gyms that he works out of as well, so that you guys can meet in a common place.
Okay.
So that's the cool part about what we do. It's very, very unique because it's customizable to each person. So if you have kids and you can't just necessarily make time for the gym, then that's cool, that we'll come to you and we can do it in the comfort of your own home. So therefore you can still keep an ear out for your kids, or we can make them work out with you. Why not? The kids are the future of this world. So if we start teaching them how to be healthy and take care of themselves now,
right,
we're setting up our future pretty nicely too. Or if you prefer a more gym setting, that's where you can get your mindset right, then we can go that route too. So there's just no excuses when it comes to living the lifestyle that you want, you know, when it comes to your health. There should be no excuses.
And you guys are hitting it from two sides too. Like like once you get your ass up and work out and get all sore and tight, you go get a massage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what do you mean personalized for each person? Because I know I don't know anything about massage therapy, so forgive me. But you always hear someone say, "Oh, you must be holding a lot of stress in your neck." Why do people target things like that?
It really has a lot to do with what your daily routine looks like. So if you're sitting a lot, you know, or if you're on the computer a lot of that stress is coming from your shoulders to keep your hands up, or typing. Our fingers don't have much muscle in it, so it depends on the arm in order for it to do its movement. And you think about it, how many times a day do you use your hands to grab things, to pick your kids up, to work, to type, you know, texting? That's one of the big issues. You know, a lot of the times you find us looking down on our phones, and therefore it's causing a lot of blockage up in our neck. And therefore, when there's enough blockage in the neck, you start developing symptoms like migraines, headaches, dizziness, or you start dealing with numbness going down your arm. So when they say you hold a lot of stress, it's just because your shoulders can be up here, you know, when they should be nice and relaxed. Your body, your blood flow, the energy should flow through the body, not be stuck, you know, and that's where you have problems. Yeah. So back when I used to do therapy, I did was a deep tissue trigger point massage. And that's the not so feel good massages, the kind that you really dig your elbow in there, you know, and you get the relief afterwards. But what I do now is I target the meridians in the body. Are you familiar with that? So in Oriental medicine, they believe in meridians in the body, which is how the energy flows. Have you heard of chi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
keep going.
It's how the chi flows in your body. And sometimes when we've had any trauma to the area, that creates like a blockage, you know? So think of it as highways.
Like a physical injury?
Either that or just daily stresses from work, you know? So when you have a blockage in your meridian, that's cutting off the circulation to a certain organ that's not receiving the energy and the blood that it needs in order for it to function. And therefore, we start developing those symptoms I was talking about. But the symptoms that we feel, that's just the way the brain lets us know, like, hey, something's going on. So what I work on now is clearing the meridian. So therefore, your body has a clear passageway to deliver the energy and blood how it needs to throughout the body.
Whoa. Yeah. So you definitely need to take care of that shit.
Yeah, for real. It's a very much lighter massage, but the cool thing is I massage with electricity now because our body is made up of water and electricity. So I'm able to conduct the electricity through me and it comes out my hand. So therefore the client feels it.
What the fuck does that
mean? I told you, you're going to have to come in and try it out. It's not something that you'd understand just hearing it. It's an experience you have to feel because you will feel the results right away afterwards. This therapy is super new to the US, let alone to Colorado. But it already has so many awesome testimonials of people. Like there's been a gentleman who was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer who's now living cancer free. There's a guy that reproduced kidney stones like no other. Every 3 months had a kidney flare up. And now he lives kidney stone free. There's people who
because of massages.
Well, it's not just a massage. You got to think of it. I'm kind of like the mechanic, putting the body back to where it needs to be. Your body has the capability of healing itself. So if once we get your body balanced and where it needs to be, you will be able to fight off any illnesses that try to come your way. The problem is we get caught up in the rat race of work, of school, of being a parent, of, you know, not taking care of ourselves. Right. So therefore illnesses have room to move in, you know.
That's wild. I feel horrible that I haven't gotten a massage now. I feel like this is I feel like you're attacking me.
No, I'm not attacking you. This is an open invitation for you to finally make the step to come in.
Yeah, no, my shoulder, I tore my rotator cuff playing baseball in like 8th grade, and I tore it in 4 places, and it didn't require surgery, but I didn't go to any physical therapy.
I'm not surprised.
Right. Yeah. So now my shoulder, like I can do everything out in front of me, but anything behind me, I can't touch.
Okay.
My hand won't even move away from my back. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know if that, I think it might be scar tissue now.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of scar tissue built up.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, you're only what, 24?
26.
26.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to feel like in 8 years?
Not
years?
good.
Right? It's just going to get worse.
The only thing that helps it is sleeping on the floor.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I have to sleep flat on my back with like a really thin pillow.
And that makes it feel better?
And I wake up and I'm ready to go. Yeah, if I sleep on anything soft, I wake up and I can't move.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's rough.
Okay. So yeah, you're way overdue.
Oh,
you
yeah.
We need to get that shoulder feeling better, because
yeah,
you think about it like that. You don't want that to limit you when it comes down to you playing with your boys. You know, like what if they wanted to start playing baseball, but you're gonna be like, oh, I can't because of an injury that happened years ago.
It already happened at the park the other day, like 2 weeks ago. We were at the park and I was throwing this little soccer ball. We were playing catch, and I threw it far just to impress the kids, and I jacked it. I felt it. I heard it. I heard like a grinding noise. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy to think? That time is something that we never get back. Never get back. Those moments that you have with your kids at the park, they may never come back, right? So if you can't enjoy it to the fullest, and if you can't perform to your fullest, then you will never get the opportunity to do it back again.
That's crazy.
Yeah, your kids will never be 3 again, 5 again, like you got to enjoy every moment of it. Especially being young parents, you should be out there running with them, playing with them. Your body should be able to handle that. Yeah,
we go out, but I don't do anything when we go out. You know what I mean? I play with them, you know what I mean? But like, we play catch but we're not running for sure. Unless it's a quick game of tag, and I'm talking quick. No, I'm probably down on myself a little more than I should, but I definitely feel it when we come back and they're ready to play still, and I'm ready to take a nap.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, it's like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I that's something that I want to work on. And I think if I were taking care of my back a little bit better, I might be a little more motivated to do that.
Yeah. Because what happens is, like, when we have an injury, your body is trying to compensate for that. So then therefore it takes your focus and energy out of what you should be doing in reality, because it's focusing on that problem, So once we can get your shoulder fixed, your mind is going to be like, all right, it's go mode. It's time to play with my kids. You're not going to have that pain like holding you back, or you're not going to feel tired and sluggish because you've been hitting it at the gym with those small disciplines, and getting your massages, getting your physical health up to date. And then what's going to stop you? You're going to be able to play a full hour of tag if you wanted.
It's so crazy to think about that I haven't done. Like I do sit-ups, push-ups, curls, but nothing else. Yeah, so it's so crazy to think about. Like, actually, it sounds horrible. It sounds like I'm like this huge unhealthy person, but just to think about being able to go to the gym every day and enjoy it. Like I said, right now it's like, oh God, I'm at the gym. What? You're fucking crazy. But I think about it, and when I think about it, it's a good feeling. It's just getting there. It's getting up and doing it.
Yeah.
What do you suggest for? I mean, there's got to be a bunch of people out there that have the same feeling.
I gotta say, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if going to the gym is something you want to do, you got to plan for it. You got to incorporate, find 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is that you can handle starting off, and plan it into your day. Make it happen. Put it on your schedule.
You make it sound easy.
It is easy because it becomes a habit. That's the way our brain works, is after repetition of doing it and doing it and doing it, it's locked in our brain. But just going once a week or, once every 2 days, you're kind of like jumping back and forth. But if you see it on your calendar, like, hey, right now it's time for me to do 10 push-ups really quick before I get started. It's gonna start becoming a habit for you. And then therefore going to the gym won't be as dreadful because your body is already working up to it, And like what we do is it's not extreme, you don't have to think about it like you're gonna have to go and push your all, but it's just about creating those small habits. So if you're thinking about going to the gym, start off with becoming disciplined on yourself and working out at home, even if it's just light exercises, just like those push-ups and sit-ups that you were talking about. That's great. But how often are you doing it?
Not very.
There you go. So just fill in those little gaps, just a little bit every day. 10 minutes, 20 minutes will certainly start turning into an hour. Like Sage, he lives at the gym. He works out 3-4 different times a day. An hour and a half each time.
What a beast.
Yeah. He's always at the gym.
He's not here, by the way.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't able to. He's actually in school right now. So,
oh, okay. Yeah. What's he doing?
Massage school.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, like, it just takes a little bit of discipline. Just a little. That's with anything in life. In order for you to get into here, you had to figure out a way to make it down here every day, to practice a little bit, to get the hang of it, right? Until now, you became good at what you do. And eventually that'll go hand in hand with the gym as well.
Everything that I do, like all of my choices, have mostly these days anyways, come from waking up in the morning and maybe smoking a little weed and just writing down what I think I need that day, things that I can accomplish that day, things that are going to make me a little bit more successful that day. And when I do that, these things happen.
Right.
And I think when I was doing the push-up, sit-ups, I remember writing some of that stuff down. Yeah. And so I get what you're saying about planning it. And I'm going to start doing it more now that I'm a little bit more aware of my fuck-ups. And so that's my advice. When you're saying plan it, like even as far as like writing it down real quick on the notebook, just like goals for today, 10 push-ups. You're going to walk by that piece of paper a couple of times and be like, but maybe the third or fourth time you're like, well, I'm not 10 push-ups.
Right.
Maybe you got over that mental barrier that was blocking you 20 minutes ago. May not be there now.
Right.
But if you forget about it, then you also forget that you even tried to accomplish that mental barrier. So if you're writing it down and you're, cognizant of it and aware of it, I think it's probably a little bit easier.
It is. The best part about a checklist is checking things off of it. You know, so if you set a checklist, the things that you got to get done in the day, the best part is going through and checking off all the things you did do.
Yeah.
And then when you see what's left to do, you're like, all right, it's just one more thing on my list I got to get done, and you're more prone to get it done rather than you kind of just leaving it up in the air of chance. Like maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, like it's about your mindset. Honestly, that's with anything, with work, with the gym, it's literally about your mindset. And you have to exercise every muscle, even including your brain. Your brain is a muscle. So you got to do some self-development, some reading. That's exercise for the brain. The more you expand it, the more room you have for knowledge, But if we're just so caught up with what we're doing day to day and we don't have time for those things, time will run out, like we all have the same 24 hours in the day. The only difference is that we all choose what we do with them. Sometimes it makes sacrifice. Like for me, in order for me to get my meditation and my reading done, I have to wake up an hour before my son so that he's not a distraction to me, so I can get that done. On my phone, on iPhone, I don't know if you knew this, but you can put a lock on screen time. Like you can close all your apps and let them be locked until a certain time.
You do it to yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
From 10 p.m. to 10 a.m., my phone is locked. So I'm not allowed to touch any of my social media until I've gotten my reading done, my stretches done. It's a discipline, it became part of my routine.
Okay, so what are you doing that time?
So I wake up, first things first, I always love showering in the mornings. And then after that, I do some reading, whether it's 30 minutes of self-development or if it's how to make more money or how to move my business forward, something that will feed my brain some knowledge, you know? After that, I love doing some meditation, just manifesting my goals and dream. Like my family and I took the time to make a dream board and we put it up on top of our TV. So instead of just thinking like, oh, should I sit down and watch my favorite show, or can I just sit here and look at all the possibilities that my life can become if I just sit here and dream about it? Our bodies, a brain is just such a beautiful thing that I don't actually believe what you think on a regular basis. So if I think myself as a successful business owner, if I think myself as a traveling massage therapist, these things will happen. But I gotta feel it before it happens. You know, I gotta make it real. So that's part of my routine in the mornings. Then my son wakes up and it's time to feed him, take care of his needs, you know. And then if I have some clients, I go out and take care of them. And but I got to make sure I take care of me first, because that's exactly what happened to me in August when I ended up in the hospital. I was too busy for me. You know, I was too busy to take care of myself, and I was taking care of others, and I didn't realize the damage it was doing to myself until I was in the hospital facing back surgery.
What happened?
I ended up, it was kind of funny. We were celebrating my birthday that weekend. We had rented out a cabin up in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming. And it was beautiful, beautiful lodge cabin next to a river, had its own lake and everything. We were there one night and I was putting my son to sleep and I slipped my leg a little too fast and I felt a pop in my back and I was left immobile since then. I was not able to walk, move, not even turn in my own bed. I had to have Sage come and pick me up and just so I can roll over. We were stuck in the middle of nowhere with no reception and we had the kids. So we knew we had to go to the hospital or something. So I was stuck on the second floor. So they had to get like, you know, those storage crates that you can store a lot of stuff. Yeah. That's what they threw me on top of and had to carry me down to the car on that because I literally could not move or walk.
Oh my gosh.
So finally 5 hours later, we made it to Sky Ridge and they did an MRI on me and everything. And it turned out I had a herniated disc on my lower back, which was compressing my sciatic nerve, which is why I was left immobile. And the surgery that they were talking about is usually done to people 60, 70 years older or older. So that was a really big smack in the face because I spent my whole life healing others and taking care of others. And then here I am facing back surgery myself. So that was, but I think, you know, I'm so grateful that happened to me because I was doing a lot, right? I was working a lot, working lots of hours, but I wasn't doing anything with it. Like I was just running around in circles, you know? So this literally made me stop and really analyze things. Like, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing with my life? Like, am I going to be able to walk again? I was on a walker for my 24th birthday. I got a nice little walker for me, you know? And it was an eye opener for sure. So I was able to avoid surgery. And 2 weeks later, I got off of the walker myself. And then I started doing my therapies and being disciplined on myself. And luckily, my recovery time was supposed to be 12 to 18 months. And here I am now, back at it, you know, and I feel like a new me. Like I had to have that happen in order for me to come back up from it and move forward and learn from it, you know?
Yeah.
And it made me really slow down and realize that I got to take care of me before I can take care of others.
Especially as a massage therapist.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's so crazy that happened. I've done a lot of reckless shit in my life and I've never really had a back injury. I tweaked it a little bit a couple months ago and I called you crying like a baby because I was, oh my God. And it was probably just like a pinched nerve or something, like something small, but to have like a full blown back injury and to be needing surgery, I was crying like a baby. I was so upset for like 2 days, but to be out like that and it's like way more pain. I'm obviously.
Yeah.
And God dang.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I'm afraid to hurt my back. After that little 2-day incident, and now hearing
Yeah.
your story, I'm fucking afraid to hurt my back because I don't want to be out either. That scares me.
It is
Yeah.
scary, especially being self-employed. If I'm not working, there's no income coming in, and I have a family to maintain. You know.
Yeah.
So it was a big eye opener for me, and I tell you what, that's never happening again.
Yeah.
I'm never going back to that phase again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what's next then?
What's next? Oh, this is the fun part. I have a lot of stuff cooking. So we moved into our commercial space last month. Like I said, we're in the works of trying to get our own gym going. We are having our website built up and all of our social media pages, and everything is finally happening now. And our next project here is that we're opening up a retail store. So we're going to have athletic clothes and athletic tools and stuff with our logo on it. So people could start purchasing them and getting our name out there, you know. So and then, like I had mentioned, I'm going to Vegas this weekend so I can become an instructor. So I've been working hand in hand with my doctor that's been training me and everything. And I'm going to be one of the new instructors training doctors, physical therapists, acupuncturists, chiropractors. Little old me is going to be their teacher here soon. So yeah.
That's nuts.
It's exciting things for sure.
Yeah,
so
that's super exciting.
It's pretty cool. Once you hit rock bottom, there's literally no other way to go. It's either you come up out of it or you stay down there, you know. And I had the opportunity to fall while I was young in my career and to make better decisions for myself. And now it's just it's upwards from here, you know.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I mean, you hear that a lot, the rock bottom line, and it sounds cliche, but I don't think most people actually hit rock bottom because there's a point in your life where there's nothing. I mean, it's like living death.
Right.
A lot of people haven't really been there. A lot of people, I don't think, have been that low. Because most people live a regular life and they're logical about things, and they wake up, go to work, and they come home and they're safe. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's comfortable.
But that's just like it's mental suicide.
It's awful. Yes. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. You gotta, in order to hit rock bottom, you have to let go of everything that you think you need, and you have to take a leap because you have to fall and hit the motherfucking rocks. So if you're not jumping, you're not hitting rock bottom.
Right.
So I don't think a lot of people get there. I don't think most people get to that point where
you know why? Because of fear. They're scared of taking risks. They're scared of what's going to happen, the what if, right? But it's just like everything we do in life is a risk, you know? The industrial age talks about how you have to go to college, get a degree, and find yourself a nice job and retire from that job with good benefits and whatnot, and then you're retired and then you just wait to die, right?
And you die.
But that's not living, you know? Like those people died 25 years ago and they're just waiting to get buried. They're just living day by day. They're just there.
Yeah, you know? And I'd like to think that they probably died somewhere in their childhood.
Yeah.
I have this idea that our brains go on autopilot.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of just fucking going about the world doing whatever the fuck your brain decides that it wants to do.
It's true. And like every successful person that you listen to, you know, all the motivational speakers, all the millionaires out there, they have failed so many times in order for them to get to where they are because they're taking risks. You're not going to do it right away. You know, everything worth doing is worth doing badly till you get it right. Because if you knew how to do it, where's the learning in it? You know, we're not born knowing how to do everything. You know, we gotta learn, just like your kids, right? Yeah. Like if you saw your son trying to walk and he fell like 5, 10, 20 times, you're not gonna be like, all right, it's time, stop. Like you need to stop, right?
Don't ever walk again.
No, you keep pushing them because
that's what happens as adults.
Yeah.
Or as children in school.
Yeah.
It happens sometime in school before you graduate. You stop trying to walk.
Exactly.
And you stop trying to find that thing inside of you that's going to take you places because you have to now you're 18. You got to pay your car bill. You got to pay insurance. You got to pay rent. Whatever it is. And that's what I was kind of, I don't know if we were out, whatever. That's what I was talking about when I was saying that work is like slavery. It's, you're a slave to your own life. Yeah. It's miserable. I can't.
It's a horrible way to live, like physically and like mentally, emotionally. You're literally committing suicide. You're just dying slowly. You know. At the end of the day, of course, we're all gonna die. None of us come out of this alive, right? But are you really living? If you're not pushing yourself to your limits, mastering your skills, what you're good at, we all had a purpose here, right? And our purpose is to figure that out. Like we got to find what were we here for,
and then get good at it.
Yeah. And typically it takes about 10,000 hours of practicing and like just tackling your skills in order for you to become a master at it. So I've been a massage therapist for so long. So, you know, you'd think I'm a master at it, but now that's kind of me plateauing if I just stood there, you know?
Yeah.
So now my goal is becoming an instructor in DDS. So therefore I can start teaching others what I've known, what I've been able to master these years, teaching others. So we can help, you know, it's just a full circle.
And then you're going to learn from that too. You know?
Exactly.
You learn from other people more than you learn from yourself. I mean,
yes, we are like in the information stage. Yeah. So we're out of the industrial stage. We're in the information stage, meaning it's about who you know, what you know, and what you're willing to learn. There's just so much out there. There's so many young people, millionaires, you know, just making money off of YouTube videos and stuff, compared to people who are still stuck in the industrial age that have so many degrees and diplomas, and they're still making ends meet, you know? But it's just because they lacked the information stage. They didn't come out of the bubble to see what else they can learn. What, you know, what were they meant to do here? And for me, massage therapy, that may be my title, but I want to become an inspiration for younger women, young moms, or just anybody in general, you know. Just I already envision it that I'm going to be up on stage talking to people, being a motivational speaker. But that's because that's my higher power talking to me. I take that time to meditate and figure out what am I going to do with my life, you know? And that was the answer I got. But a lot of time we're too busy to ask ourselves, you know? We're so caught up in our work and in the rat race that it's called, that we forget to ask ourselves, like, what makes you happy? What do you want? Because it's all about making a decision. Once you make the decision, you're going to be fit, you're going to be skinny, you're going to be strong, or whatever it is. Your body, your life has no choice but to follow that. All about just making that decision.
All right. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you.
No, you're good.
So the one thing that I'm kind of taking from this is getting through those barriers that make you basically a loser. And I've hit a lot of those barriers, I think, as far as like my music and school and like, I don't know. I've hit some of those barriers, but I need to apply them in my physical health, because I have been working on my mental health for so long. It's sort of physical, you know. A couple of years ago. So I'm gonna start writing all this stuff down, like, and I'm definitely coming to see you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
You promise.
Yeah, I promise.
It's recorded.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're live. So yeah, no, I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna come get a massage, and then I'm probably gonna see if Sage wants to get my butt into shape.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's all about you making the decision. The day that you come to us, say, hey, I want to do this, this, and this. Cool. Our job is to figure out a plan to get you there.
Awesome.
That's what our job is.
And it's NXE?
NXE Fitness and Therapy.
Okay.
No excuses. Execute.
No excuses. All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.